This on Fox 17 News at 6. An explosive and dangerous scene unfolding along I94 as weather conditions cause massive pileups. At least 120 vehicles involved, including a semi-truck loaded with thousands of pounds of fireworks. We've had team coverage on in Kalamazoo since reports of the crash first started to come in.
Our crews are still live out at the scene. Darren Cunningham there now monitoring what's going on. We have Paul Cicchini at a local elementary school where people have been taken following that pileup, and Jessica McMaster, who spoke to several eyewitnesses about the explosions from the fireworks. First, though, let's send it out to Darren with the very latest.
Yes, the sun has set here over I94, where two pileups resulted in at least one death and dozens of injuries. Take a look here. Still a very active scene. It's been active throughout the day. They've put up halogen lights over each crash site now, and we've been out here all day watching as authorities do what they are trained to do. Those first responders, of course, they help save lives and they respond to disasters like this one. Now take a look at what our camera captured earlier today. When this crash happened, one semi burst into flames. Another semi next to it was hauling fireworks. As you can see, those fireworks started to explode, or rather ignite, and they shot up out from the fire. We're told about 120 vehicles were involved, according to state police. And it's not clear why two crashes occurred on both sides of the highway so close together, but clearly it is icy, and the Kalamazoo County Sheriff believes it was just a domino effect here on I-94. This is I-94. This is not the first pileup we've heard of, unfortunately.
Right.
In your years of experience, just talk about this. What is it about this stretch?
In this stretch, I've worked out here for over 26 years now, and in this stretch, what we have found is that you're in a wind tunnel. I mean, right now you can feel the wind. You can probably see it pushing against all of us, and the wind pushes straight on down I-94. So that has its own problems. Sometimes it's icy because of that. Sometimes it's just wind blown where you can't see the road, and so any of those conditions could be a contributing factor to today's crashes.
And it is very, very windy out here as crews continue to work. Fox 17 photojournalist Chris Sage actually had to dive into a ditch as he was getting that video, and we all ran for cover. And I'm told that one first responder was actually hit with fireworks, and he was taken to the hospital. Now, authorities are dealing with the cold, now the darkness, but those are the least of their concerns. Their concerns are focusing on those vehicles and finding out if there are any more victims, because all day they've been focusing on that fire and that truck with the fireworks. Fuller says that first responders have been taking turns. They have a warming unit out here. Several agencies, countless agencies, have responded throughout the region. And they'll be out here for several more hours, so will we, and we will bring you the latest as soon as we get it. But for now, reporting live from Kalamazoo County tonight, Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
All right, thanks for that, Darren. The fire that ignited after the crash sent hazardous materials into the air, forcing evacuations of a 3-mile radius. That order has since been lifted, but people within homes about a mile from the crash still being asked to stay inside. We want to send it now live to Paul Cicchini at Galesburg Augusta Primary School, where a command center has been set up for those people who were forced from the scene early this afternoon. Paul, are they about to shut things down, or are the people still there?
There are still a few people here, maybe 2 or 3 dozen at the most. That's after about 150 people or so were brought here after the crash. If you want to take a look behind me, you can see that a few people are still coming in and out, but it almost would appear as though Red Cross workers outnumber the people who are still here. Now, MSP has been shuttling people out to their cars to see if they're drivable. No guarantee, of course, that they are, and it's unknown whether any of those people are going to make it back here. Others, of course, waiting for a ride from friends or family and taking the chance to kind of relax, take it all in, eat, drink, just stay warm. Of course, a little bit earlier, we did have an opportunity to speak with some of those people who were involved.
It just happened so fast, really. You're really not thinking too much. It was just kind of just watching a semis, two different semis, one just flying right, sliding right by you. You're like, no, don't hit me, and it starts taking off.
I just got hit right in the butt.
How far away do you think you were?
Right across from it, probably the median, 50 yards or so. Close enough to get hit, and I got my coat got.
Oh wow!
So close enough to get hit by it. And
And yeah, obviously there you saw that man very lucky, obviously hit by one of those fireworks, just burning his jacket. Otherwise, he didn't have any injuries. Again, the Red Cross tells me that just a few dozen people are inside that cafeteria behind me, but they are going to be here for the long haul as long as any of those people need. For now, we're live in Kalamazoo County. Paul Cicchini, Fox 17 News.
All right, Paul, thanks for that. Now back to the aftermath of the cars that had to be abandoned on I94 after that intense pileup this morning.
Jessica McMaster spoke to one man who watched the whole thing unfold. She is live in Galesburg now with the latest on this. Jess?
Christian and Michelle, still a very active scene out here. I want you to take a look behind me. Another look at this scene. You can see crews have brought out their nighttime equipment, another indicator that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. You know, it is all quite heartbreaking to watch this and think about how frightening this pileup must have been for those involved. We know one person is dead tonight. That's according to state police. And as you've mentioned, we did speak with a witness. He tells us he drives this stretch of highway every day and comes upon accidents, but never expected anything like this.
You could just hear the other vehicles running into each other going westbound.
Ed Olette thought it would be like any other day. He'd wake up, go along with his morning routine, then head to work. But while making the commute, driving west on I94 between Galesburg and Climax, traffic came to a sudden halt. That's when he noticed this on the other side of the highway. While capturing it all on video, he had no idea danger was coming from behind.
Everybody kind of stopped and was just kind of looking to see what's going on. And then the cars behind us just started piling up.
More than 100 vehicles, including 50 to 60 tractor trailers, now piling up on both sides of the highway. Within minutes, our crews arrive. Then suddenly, the flames aren't the biggest concern. What could easily be 40,000 pounds of fireworks, according to authorities, explode from one of the trucks. Multiple crews from several departments working to pull people to safety. Kalamazoo County Sheriff Richard Fuller says while it's too early to tell exactly what caused the pileup, there's a few factors.
The wind pushes straight on down I-94, so that has its own problems. Sometimes it's icy because of that. Sometimes it's just wind blown where you can't see the road.
As for Olette, he made it to work uninjured. He says his heart goes out to those who were.
Driving upon it was pretty scary with vehicles hanging on the guardrail and seeing some flames starting. That was concerning. And when you see people running, it's certainly a scary situation.
Just an incredibly scary situation out here. Now that the sun has gone down, that wind is picking up quite a bit, so we know crews are going to be battling the elements out here well into the night. We're told that they could be working for yet another 14 hours. Still too early to tell if there are any other people injured in this crash. We know there's injuries. We just don't know how many at this time. Stick with Fox 17 News throughout the 10 and 11 o'clock newscast for those updates. Live in Kalamazoo County, Jessica McMaster, Fox 17 News.
And it is still pretty bad out there.
Yeah, the roads actually just haven't improved at all today. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Joe Kopacek for a look at what we can expect tonight. Joe?
Yeah, the roads out there driving into work almost as bad as they were driving home last night. We're continuing to pick up lake effect snow, not as heavy as yesterday, but with the cold and the winds just not going down all that much. Now let's take you back. This is the accident this morning around the accident time, 9:15, and a heavy snow squall setting up from west to east right along 94. In a type of situation like that, very easy to go from sunshine into near zero visibility in a matter of just seconds. So guessing that had a huge part to play in that accident. Now, conditions at the time of the accident this morning, they have 7 to 8 inches of snow that fell last night and early this morning. So obviously the roads were slick. There were winter storm warnings in effect for that area. Temperatures around 15, hard for those chemicals to work on the roads, wind chills